I'm player 1. All right, Memnon, Paul, Leto, Helena, Ariana, Tessia, Imperium Row is Duncan, Idaho, Arrakis, Recruiter, Truthsayer, Powerplay, and Cheney. Okay. Techs, we've got Troop Transports, Memo Quarters, Sonic Snoopers. Okay, Tessia being picked. Tessia is definitely gonna be going for those Memo Quarters. Ardit, Yamari, hello. Memnon, Signet Ring, Snipe. Yeah, that's true. A Memnon Signet Ring could snipe that Memo Quarters. You know what? I was thinking about taking Memnon anyway, to be honest, because, you know, as regular viewers might recall, Memnon is my man. He's my man, Memnon. I love Memnon. And I think I started this season off with a win on Memnon. No! No! All right, let's go with Paul for a change then. I've played Helena and Ariana both recently, so let's go with Paul Atreides. I don't think I've played Paul yet this season. Okay, diplomacy and seek allies in hand. Doesn't necessarily mean that I have to use both of those. I could theoretically go to Fold Space and Hardy Warriors and try to get that. It's probably not going to work, but you know what? I'm gonna see if I can do it. Usually in first place, I tend to go to smuggling more than Fold Space, but okay, Memnon immediately go to Hardy Warriors, so he's going to stop me from that plan. Hey, Luis Sivak, the champ is here. Well, I'm not sure who the champ is. Is that you? I'm not the champ this season. Interesting that Memnon decided to do that instead of smuggling. But there's no way smuggling comes back around to me, I don't think. It's an Ali mindset. Muhammad Ali, I guess. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. I've got, you know, options. I've got all the options, right? I can go to a spice trade spot. I can go to a faction spot. I can go to a Landsrat spot. I can go to a city. Obviously, I can't go to all of those places, but I've got, you know, every kind of agent icon available to me. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'm not sure if this player is like timing out, so there might be kind of a random AI move here. Hey, Delanicus. Yes, it is indeed Dune time. Delanicus says, I don't recall how old it is, but I just watched the vid where you played Paul, got Kwisatz Haderach, and Worm Riders, and something thematic. Yes, that was a great game. I believe the title of that game was Destiny Fulfilled. I think it was that game. Oh my god, I'm going to get to smuggling and still suits both in round 1. That's kind of crazy. I mean, I'm going to do it. I don't like not playing the diplomacy. I wish, in a way, I had done it the other way, but I mean, okay, I'll take that. Yeah, that game you're talking about is one of my favorite games I've ever played. There's Memnon with the Memo Quarters. So he gets tasty from Memnon. He gets this influence and he's getting that influence. So Memnon's going to be unlocking a quick interstellar shipping unless Leto, you know, has an entry card to play. By the way, this player's already been replaced by AI, unfortunately. Yeah, you're right. You're right, RD. Memnon could smuggle and ship next round. All right, well, we'll take a liaison here. I'm not a big fan of Arrakis Recruiter. Sometimes it can be interesting, but Oh, and the Smuggler's Thopter for Memnon as well. Man, oh man. Oh, wow. Okay, so Tessia ends up stealing that from Memnon. How did she manage that? She went to Still Suits, got an influence, then sent her ring to a city, traded it. Wow. Oh, wow. Round of applause for Tessia. Really stuffing Memnon's dreams there. Memnon already had everything in mind. He was planning out what he was going to do with his interstellar shipping. And he unlocks it now, but... Hey, Soul-like, you just finished the Space Must Fold video. What a game indeed. Yeah, that was a really, really fun game. Okay. I think I'm going to send the ring here. And maybe use dagger on tech negotiation. Because I can't quite get to Swordmaster, right? That's 1, 2, plus 5 is 7. So there's not really a point in dropping down. Like, unless Tessia next round drops down and then I'll be at 8. Huh. Maybe that is worth doing. Okay. You know what? I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to do it right now because what that means is next round, if Tessia drops down, she feeds me the Solari I need for 8. So I can beat her to Swordmaster that way. It kind of makes it a little bit awkward for Tessia to do that. And I do have a dagger next round for Swordmaster, so it's a little weird because I would have liked to have gone up so that I could get that influence, but I don't mind it. Now with the diplomacy, I think it's Still Suits. That gets me to 2 water. Next round I could potentially pick up a lot of spice as well. And I have 1 dagger. What's Tessia's situation with daggers? Unknown. Possibly daggers in hand. She also has a Bene Gesserit sister. Okay, I'm just going to put in 1 here. Hey, Sylvain, how's it going? Timothée Loiseau asks, Bludgeon, first time I see you with Paul. How do you feel about him? I love seeing the next card. I really like Paul. Yeah, I haven't been paying attention to that, and I certainly should. She had 1 dagger. Okay, so I could have tied her. Zatchless noticed she revealed a dagger last turn. All right, so yeah, it would have been worth a troop to stop her from getting a point there. Power play is gone. Chris Knife or space travel. I'm going to go with space travel. And another liaison. Yeah, I really like Paul. I like knowing what the next card on top of the deck is really nice because it makes a lot of decisions. You can make moves that you otherwise wouldn't be able to make because they would be too risky. Okay, Leto got a water there. He's going to clean up all that spice. There's a lot of spice here, though. And Tessia goes to shipping. I feel like I have to take this free 3. Is she going to take Solari? Because she knows if she takes Solari, it leaves Swordmaster for me. She does. Okay, so now my decision is, do I take this really great deal on Spice, or do I take Swordmaster? I think I have to take the Swordmaster. So, round 3 Swordmaster, I'm the first one to get it. I like that. I can't see the top card of my deck right now because I have no deck. So there is no top card of it. Balrogs, how do you buy technologies in this version? You're used to classic. Okay, so, oh, yeah, Tessia gets all this spice. So these are the techs that are available. They cost spice to buy. And in order to do it, you have to have one of these little tech symbols. So if I visit either of these 2 spaces up here, I could buy 1 tech by paying spice. Now what? Might not be a bad time for... I don't even think I need to Hardy Warriors. I wouldn't mind winning this. You know what? I'm going to go to Fold Space, though. I'm going to go to Fold Space. I'm going to unlock shipping here. Put a Fold Space into the discard pile. Now I'm going to draw a card. And I drew the Fold Space. Okay. And now the top card is Signet Ring. So that's not ideal. I actually, just before I did it, I thought maybe I should draw my card before putting the Fold Space in. Because it's not the best to waste my Signet Ring. So you know what? I might actually just keep the Fold Space in hand and instead hit up Carthag here. Is she taking swords or persuasion? She takes swords. Okay, but I can still beat that by going to Carthag and putting in 3 troops. So I think that's going to be the play, even though smuggling is tempting. But yeah, I'd like to get this Solari so I can get myself a High Council seat. And let's get an intrigue card. Okay, cool. We'll spend all our troops here. Jessica in the row. Ooh! I just noticed that. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Otherwise, I might have thought about the research station. That would have been beautiful. But that did not happen. Okay, so Water Peddler is nice, but it makes it harder to get Jessica. But it's, you know what? I'm going to take it anyway. And I'll take a liaison. And maybe we can get, I mean, we might be able to get Jessica next round. We're getting the 6 Solari, so that's going to unlock High Council seat. The ring is a draw, a card draw. We still have water for another research station. Nobody else has High Council seat. We've got good persuasion. The dagger could go there. All right, with this kind of Solari, I think I'm just going to hit the High Council seat immediately. However, there is interstellar shipping. I don't know if I can resist the interstellar shipping while it's just sitting there. So I'm going to do it. Draw the diplomacy. Go up. Go up. We'll see if High Council seat gets taken. There's a good chance it does. If it does, I could go to I could dagger to tech negotiation potentially and maybe get her that way. There's also 2 7s, so if I don't get one, I can get the other one. So look, here's an example of Paul's ability being nice. I know my top card is convincing argument, which means card draw. If I draw a card in any way, it gets me that. So if I space travel, I'll replace that persuasion. Or if I Arakeen or research station, which, you know, it's 2 convincing arguments. In fact, the top 2 cards in my deck are convincing argument. Now, somebody might do an early reveal. I'm not sure what Memnon is up to. Okay, Tessie goes for detonation devices. She does have a Dreadnought already. Wind traps, training drones, sonic, snoopers. I think I go for High Council seat now. And, you know, maybe somebody early reveals and gets her, and, you know, that's the way it goes, if that's the way it goes. But if I do this, then that gives me the opportunity to space travel to fold space and still get Jessica. Which would be fantastic. I would love to do that. Okay, Memnon goes to Carthag. Leto goes to Mentat. Selected breeding from Tessia. Trashes a convincing argument out of her hand. That's... I mean, I guess she had nothing in the discard pile, but... That's interesting. Ship it Hala. I could go to secrets. I could do that. But this just seems like a great opportunity to use the space travel. Draw one of these convincing arguments off the deck. I'm going to do it. Lucifer's Truth asks, is Jessica the second best card in the deck? I mean, it's always situational. She's certainly one of the best cards in the deck. So if you're comparing her to Kwisatz Haderach, it kind of depends. I think they're honestly comparable. But this is just great news. Great news! Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think I'll just go ahead and take this alliance right now. That's going to give me Mentat money, maybe Dreadnought, probably not. Ooh, that's a card I would love to get. Yeah, Jessica, Kwisatz Haderach, Chom Directorship being the top 3. I would generally agree with that. Okay, what a terrible hand. Well, and Mentat is gone. Brutal. I can't selective breeding. I can't get spice. What a hand, man. The top card of the deck was convincing argument. I mean, I could just dagger to draw a card. It gets me a Dune. Honestly, might have to, but I'd use the diplomacy first. That is pretty harsh. I mean, that's the problem with taking Water Peddler. I know, I'm thinking about Mentat. I could go get Wind Traps with the dagger. Let's do that. Or even Sonic Snoopers. I've got a load of water here. Hey, Sebastian Skura. Yeah, I think I'll play the Diplomacy and then just early reveal for Shai Hulud, I guess. I can't win this conflict, unfortunately. Let's see what we get from secrets here. Refocus. Okay. Okay, that could help. There's Swordmaster for Monsieur Memnon. Leto unlocks to interstellar shipping. Another selected breeding from Tessia. Okay, let's see what we get here. Okay, Signet Ring. Not bad. So, do I want a bunch of spice? Do I want to smuggle? I mean, Research Station would be Spice Must Flow also. But maybe I want Shai Hulud. Carthag, yeah, I cannot win this. If I leave this, Memnon's probably going to get an even fatter stack of spice. All right, I'm just going to smuggle here. Get some spice. I wonder if I can fight Tessia for this with Jessica. Maybe. Or I could just unlock this. Let's go this way. All right, so victory points fairly even at the moment, but Tessia is about to get 2. Unless Leto can stop her, because she's looking to win the conflict and she has detonation devices, which means if she wins, she can blow up this dreadnought to get a victory point. Memnon to Wealth, Leto to Still Suits. Okay, so I assume he's going to deploy here. You never know. It is an AI. And the AI is very conservative. They always put in like the minimal amount compared to like what is already in the conflict, kind of. So Tessia can match that. Also has an intrigue card. Leto has 2 intrigue cards. So Lito's probably going to fail us here. Let's go for it, man. Shai Hulud, it is destiny. Can destiny be fulfilled once again? Let's trash this water peddler right now. Oh. I mean, I think I take that. It might be a bit late for this guy to actually be good, but I'm going to take him. So yeah, 7 water. I don't know if you remember in the book, or I don't know if this is a scene in the movie, but when the Atreides first arrive on Arrakis and they're giving Paul the tour of Arrakeen, the palace, and they're explaining to him the situation with water, and I believe it's the Shadout Mapes, I think, or maybe not, maybe it's somebody else who tells him, like, you know, as the young Duke or the heir to the Duke, or as the Duke's son, you will never thirst. And so we can see that. I'm never going to thirst here as Paul. Because privilege. Aristocratic privilege. Oh, Leto plays War Chest here. Does Tessia have anything? No. Okay, so Tessia does not have a good intrigue card. A good combat intrigue. Or if she does, she might need an alliance for it. Anyway, it's not a... If she had an ambush, would she use it to tie it back up? I don't know. But I know she doesn't have the 2 spice for 5 swords one. Okay, there's Jessica. I think I want to get this fat stack of spice. I'd like to selective breeding. But it's hard to pass up 5 spice sitting here. Memnon did pass it up in favor of shipping. Leto grabs the Emperor Alliance, so it's 5-5-5-4 on the score. Tessia opted not to blow up the Dreadnought, by the way. Oh yeah, because she didn't win. Leto won. Okay, so I could potentially selective breeding with my second action if I really want to. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to deploy 1. See if I can cheat out a spice. Is it a great plan? Perhaps not. Next round is round 7. I've got a few cards that can get me to Hayliner, though Memnon has the spice, but he's going to be behind me in the queue next round. So if I hang on to enough spice, for example, if I selected breeding and just get 1 spice, then I'll still have enough for a Hayliner next round, which is why I want in on this. Delanicus, you think it's Mapes in the book? That's my vague feeling. Okay, Tessie goes for another Dreadnought and picks up an artillery. So Tessie is just loading up on tech. Really wants to win a conflict here. Okay, so selected breeding. Yeah, I can do that and still get a spice must flow, I think. Look at all the persuasion here. Let's get that. It doesn't really make a difference what order I do this in. I'm tempted to just trash this guy immediately. He's no persuasion, but the dagger's also no persuasion. We'll get rid of that. Look at the fold spaces. And on top of the deck, space travel. So, thematically consistent here. It does mean that, you know, I'll have enough for a spice must flow if I draw a card. Which already would, you know, if I played fold space, I already would have enough. But, you know, if I were to go to, for example, an Arrakis liaison to Arrakeen could still work for me. But I probably want to go to secrets and get that alliance if I can. The only issue is it messes up it messes up my Hayliner for next round because I drew both these fold spaces. If I draw this, I might miss on the Hayliner. But if I don't take this alliance now, I might never get it. So it's an interesting decision. Currently, I'm not looking great to get a spice. I do have the dagger here to maybe beat Leto's puny troop. If I were to hardy warriors, it's also not crazy, but I think I want to get this alliance. Another master tactician, okay. And another intrigue card. What do we got? Oh, interesting. All right. So I really hope this dagger is good enough to get me a spice. If it's not, I might consider using a master tactician. Unfortunately, that gets Memnon to 5. Well, the dagger plus a master tactician gets me to 6. Yeah, I have to do it. And then that'll get me second place for 2 spice. I need that spice. I wonder... Okay, the 4 swords from Tessia. I was considering playing both and maybe taking first here to stop her from getting the dreadnought thing. But I'm 1 sword short of being able to do it. Okay, we get a spice must flow. At this point, there is some argument for Jameis just to get that, but... Because I don't have this point either. Thing is, I don't really want to be drawing that. I don't want to be drawing that now because I'm about to reshuffle, so I think I'm just going to pass now. I want to give myself a chance to get, you know, one of these 3 cards that can get me to Hayliner. Okay, so that gets me a couple of spice. That means I can go to Hayliner if I need to. Sadly, no chance of beating Tessia here, who, by the way, has 3 intrigue cards. Blows up a dreadnought. Looks like it's going to be 6-6-6-6 for the score. And it's battle for Imperial Basin. Please, yes, space travel. The Chom Delegate, you know, it might get me to shipping, although I'm not sure I care too much about that. Top card of my deck is Liaison. That's what I'm going to draw with the space travel. There's a lot of things happening right now. Okay, I have to go to Hayliner right now. Otherwise, one of these 2 jokers is going to do it. It's not the best. I don't have anything in my garrison. So it still might be a challenge. But I've got to try. It's going to get me a ton more water. I've got more water than I can drink as the young Duke here. But I do have Shai Hulud. I have the Freeman Bond there. That's 5 strength if I don't play it for the 4 strength. So it's stronger if I hold it in hand than if I actually use it. Deck here is a little bit weak in persuasion. Yeah, this Chom Delegate may have been a big mistake because it may end up costing me a Spice Must Flow this round, which I knew when I bought it, but I thought it was just kind of too tempting. I do want to get some spice for this. I want to make sure I win the conflict. A lot of things I want to care about. A lot of things I want to care about. Whoa, just burning Chom shares right off the bat is a little bit wild. Okay. It might be Jessica to research station. She may have rapid mobilization. It is possible. Jessica to Arakeen even might be good just to get another troop in. Like, I really need to win this. So Carthag is another option. It gets me an intrigue card. This gets me another troop. This guy, I think I don't need to do it, but probably my next agent I actually want to go here, which maybe is the delegate, to get the spice for this. Spice must flow, not happening. That hurts. That really hurts my chances of winning. Because I really needed, like... And also no way to get this Freeman point either. The diplomacy or the fold space also could have worked. Ideally, fold space is a chance to also draw. The Signet Ring can draw me a card, but it's only going to draw me a dagger. Because what would have been ideal would have been, you know, 2 points here to 8, 1 point here to 10, 1 point here, 1 point here to 9, 1 point here to 10. That would have been ideal. Tessia's playing like she has Grand Conspiracy. Could be. There's all kinds of things that could be true. Oh, Gunthopter. Jerome, unfortunately the Mentat is gone, so I could go there just to draw a card, but I wouldn't get another agent, so... Not great. And this is not great. I think I have to go to... Okay, luckily I do have this 5 strength just waiting here. I could draw two... Yeah, if I send Ring to Mentat, I draw 2 cards. The problem is, one of them is a dagger. So to get a Spice Must Flow, I'd have to draw one of the liaisons or one of the convincing arguments. There's 4 cards out of 8 in the deck. It's a 50-50. And I really need to win this conflict. So I think making that play is pretty sketch. I think what I do is... Oh yeah, and I'd lose 1 from the ring. I think I do this. Draw the dagger just for the extra sword here. Oh, that's quite interesting. That's quite interesting. What can I do with the urgent mission? It's too bad research station is gone. Okay, it's a convincing argument on top of the deck. The problem is... You know, if I draw that, it gets me to 8. I think the only way, yeah, the only thing I can do is go to Carthag again. to get another troop and get another intrigue card and hope that it's like a charisma, or even if it were a charisma, that wouldn't do the trick. So I don't know, just hope for something good from Carthag is pretty much all I can do, I think. So, well, the other thing I could do would be to get, you know, spice here so that I could get this off just in case the game ends somehow, and just make sure I get that 7th point. But I think I go back to Carthag. I need to make sure I win this conflict by all. I've got to take every chance. Okay, well, it's going to give me a good chance here. I've got a very good chance of winning the conflict now. I'm going to get 1 extra spice out of the Spice Must Flow, which could be good for a selective breeding or something next round, if there's a next round, or, you know, make it a little bit easier to get this point next round. Okay, so Tessia, you know, she's adding a lot of swords, but I've also got a lot of swords. So it's a showdown here for this conflict. Hey, Mafus, thanks for the good luck. There's the windfall from Tessia. What is that doing? She's just doing it for a potential tiebreaker. No, I don't think I'm buying anything here. Maybe the Chris knife to see if I can sneak that point if there's another round. Nah. Tessia passes. Okay, so I'll keep the ambush. I'll play the Master Tactician, see if that's good enough. She definitely would have played an intrigue if she had one there, because she wants to win this and certainly blow up her Dreadnought to get a bunch of points. All right. So we get that victory. We go up to 8 points. But the game continues. It's a Grand Vision. Grand Vision. For Tessia, that would allow her to steal my Bene Gesserit alliance. For me, it would get me 1 point somewhere and or protect an alliance. I think I think I need to fold space to research station here probably. Just draw as much stuff as I can. I'm you know, I hope to get to this with another card later. The Emperor point's probably not going to happen. Selected breeding is another option. The thing is, like, I need spice for this, but it does help protect it from Tessia. And Tessia might have weird plans with this. I'm drawing those 2 cards plus 1 other card. It's not amazing. But I think, yeah, maybe I do have to protect that alliance. Okay, let's do that. And see if I can grab the spice, you know, some other way. All right, so let's get rid of this jackass at this point. I think it's either that or dagger. I mean, maybe that infiltration comes into play somehow. Dagger's less likely to be used. The +1 sword could end up mattering, but I'm just going to get rid of the dagger. Yeah, a little bit rough. So we'll see. Leto's the only one who can go to selective breeding. We'll see if he does it. Oh, Memnon grabs a Holtzman engine, by the way. Leto hits Haylander. Okay. Well, I mean, And he actually throws in everything. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, +1, +1. He actually went all in, which the AI sometimes doesn't do. I think I have to research station, which is kind of, you know, I've got a million cards, but I think that's what I have to do. Maybe, although maybe I have to pick up that 4 spice while I can. It might not be there forever. Yeah, maybe I end up with 2 spice must flows with that play. I'm going to take this now. And just make sure. And then, yeah, it's true. I mean, if I can get the Freeman point plus a spice must flow plus this, that gets me to 11 points. I'm not really sure what else I could even do. Like, I'm not going to be getting 2 spice must flows, really. There's not really a chance of that, I don't think. Yeah, at this point, I think Hardy Warriors is better than Still Suits. Yeah, well, only 1 agent left, so, I mean, I could Mentat, but there's not really any point. So, yeah, let's do this. Yeah, maybe we steal 2nd place. I'll hopefully at least get 3rd for a little extra spice. Spice must flow on top of the deck, obviously, we know that. So, okay, if Leto wins this, what does he do? Red. Nothing unless he uses his Signet Ring first. He gets 1 point here. Nothing unless he uses his Signet Ring to steal an alliance. So Leto can't really hurt me unless he somehow uses a ring here to go up with the guild. Memnon collecting some victory points here on the way. So who knows what he's got for intrigue cards. He does have Memo Quarters. Does he have it unlocked? No. He also has Holtzman Engine. Does he have that? Yes. So Memnon currently sitting at 9. Buying a Spice Must Flow would get him to 10. Tessia, it seems like, is sitting on an endgame intrigue. She's had 1 intrigue for a long time, I think, and hasn't used it in combat situations. So there's a good chance that's an endgame. It could be a Grand Conspiracy. She's got the High Council seat. She doesn't have the Influence. She doesn't have a Spice Must Flow. So... I could take Dr. Yue, but just for fun, but I'm not going to. AI Leto did the move. He went up here with the Signet Ring. Oh no. That could cost me the game. That could cost me the game. Because, yeah, Memnon's going to get to 10 with the Holtzman Engine point. Oh god. I'll do this to tie Tessia. Stop her from getting an intrigue card. Leto's going to beat me on a Spice tiebreaker if he steals this from me. Well, not that he's going to get the points, but... I will... maybe I beat Memnon on the Spice tiebreaker. He did it! He did it! Oh, the Spice! 1 Spice! Oh, that was very close. AI Leto tried to discipline his son, the young Duke. Tried to teach me a lesson, and I'm not sure what that lesson was, but whew, we just squeaked it out. Yes, Paul Atreides. Sylvain, I didn't steal his wife. That's my mom, okay? My mom's priority is me. Jessica's priority is Paul, not Leto. Oh, that was a nice game. That was a nice game. And Paul, you know what? Paul is definitely one of my favorite leaders. I mean, I like all the leaders, but I really do like Paul. I mean, I love Memnon. But Paul is just so smooth. I just knowing that top card, drawing the card with the signet ring, it just feels good. And I feel like I tend to do okay with Paul. I don't know. I'd have to look at the win rate stats to see. And you know, I don't play enough games to have really good data out of that, so the data is not exactly very meaningful unless you have a large sample size.